Hi, everyone. This is Anna Monroe. Thanks again for joining us here on Ishmael Interactive's CX podcast. It's the 20th week of this podcast, and I'm so excited to be here. I can't believe we've made it this far. Today, we're going to talk about how to do more with less, which is a common theme in any large organization. And instead of taking on massive modernization projects, I'm actually going to advocate for a simpler solution. So let's get into it. Any good basketball coach knows that a quiet team is a losing team. When your folks aren't talking, they aren't trusting each other, and they aren't working together. The crowd can feel it too. Desperation in sports almost always arrives quietly. As with basketball, so goes any organization. If you're in any large organization, but especially if you work on an internal team, speaking up might not come naturally. But when changes have to be made, lacking a habit of talkative teamwork is a real detriment. It's a detriment because when teams don't talk to customers or to each other regularly and informally, problems can seem mysterious, Gordian, and insurmountable. There's a tendency to think that change can only come in the form of modernizations and scare quotes, which are frequently just ill-conceived white elephants that completely dismantle what you have in the overbearing confidence that you, your team, and your moment will be able to build the whole thing back better again, but this time perfectly and without any flaws. This approach is unwise for two reasons. First of all, it is very expensive. Second, it leaves all institutional knowledge as trash on the doorstep of the grass is always greener. But it's a popular choice, so let's explore its effectiveness. Modernization, again in quotes, in government means spending years with various contractors building new workflows and tools, and don't forget to include AI, it's basically required now. It means training your workforce on those workflows and tools, trying to talk to a few customers along the way if you can, launching the whole thing to see if it works, and then trying to figure out how to sustain it. I mean, the majority of modernizations fail, but you can still try it. You can do all this, or you can try the cheap way. The cheap way has two parts. First, send better communications to your external customers. And then second, treat your teams like internal customers by doing research with them. Better in this case means better communications that are brief, written in plain language, and set reasonable expectations regarding processing timelines and possible outcomes. As any restaurant hostess knows, being polite and honest about your timeline, even if it's going to be a long wait, is a better way to handle customers than evasion or overpromising. Examples of better communications having enormously beneficial effects on programs can be found in the work of the Nevada Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation, as well as in the IRS's attempts to reduce likely errors in tax filings. So after all that, you can then use human-centered design discovery processes in the same way with your internal teams as you would with your external customers. You can use it to build trust with those teams and understand what specific parts of different processes need fixing. This research approach, that is interviews and observation and collaborative problem solving, is what gains you the trust necessary for team members to reveal the real issues. You'll find things like Laura has been flipping between two monthly data polls to compare the column AG on the first one to column P on the second one because they should add up to 100% every 10th row, except after the 300th row, and then it skips to every 20th row because the spreadsheet's field designations change. And she has no way of doing this programmatically because the sheets are from different teams and they both lock them down. You'll facepalm over the realization that Dave has been hand entering data from customer submission forms for 6 years because there's a bug in the form that results in the field messing up every 6 or 8 submissions. And so Dave has to check every one manually. He blocks off 4 hours every Friday to do this. These scenarios sound hyperbolic, but they're actual stories from my time as the Service Design and Enterprise Digital Experience Manager at GSA, and as a designer working with the Office of Patient Advocates in the Veterans Health Administration. Fixing these issues is not a major modernization effort, but getting the trust of your team to tell you about them is often a major management one. Laura and Dave have done this work without saying anything for so long because they've been taught through experience that speaking up will A, result in no change at all, and B, might threaten their jobs. But their jobs are not flipping through spreadsheets or checking data submissions. The very presence of their taking on these tasks demonstrates that they are scrupulous and dedicated employees. Fixing these issues means you can apply those human attributes to better work and get other more important issues solved. Now that's efficiency. Better communications and fixing basic internal tools are two of the fastest, best ways to improve government services. A lot about the government is broken, but it's not all so broken that it needs an AI deployment and or a billion-dollar contract. A lot of government just needs better communication externally and more trust internally. If you're a program manager or staffer slogging it out right now, I'd advise you to focus down and focus in on these things. You'll see results. I know because I already did both these things in two different agencies. Good comms and good management. That's the way to improve government.